All right. So it's How to Train Your Dragon, the new one, the live action, whatever. There's not going to be any sound. So I'm just going to look a little bit. All right. I'm going to have to pause it every couple of seconds just so you guys know. But yeah. So, all right. So he looks pretty good. Hiccup, they showed him earlier, looks pretty good. If anybody's a How to Train Your Dragon fan, I definitely am. There are a couple of there are a couple of characters that um specifically got crapped on, and we'll get to them when they show them. There's Hiccup. Hiccup looks pretty good. I mean, accurate as far as like if you want somebody to look like the character. Nobody sounds like the guy who voiced it. Was it Jay Baruchel, or whatever that voiced him in the cartoon? Yeah, so and this is going along with Universal is opening that Epic Universe new park that's going to have Berg, which is the land from How to Train Your Dragon. They've got mechanical dragons flying overhead. I don't know how they're doing that, but I saw a video of that before. So far, so good. Like as far as like the how it looks, everything looks just like that's pretty awesome. If you're gonna do like computer animated graphics, a lot better than what I've been seeing out of Disney lately. It looks better than, for all the hundreds of millions of dollars they're pumping into that Snow White remake, which we'll talk about later. The dwarves look nightmarish and cartoonish. These look like if you're going to have real dragons, they look like this. And there's the Vikings, is that a black Viking right there? It's kind of funny. The famous black Vikings, but those two main characters are pulled right out of they look like they're pulled right out of the original movies. I can't remember the dad's name, but there's Hiccup and his dad, and the dragons look awesome. And then here's the part where Hiccup finally sees Toothless, and he's gonna end him there. I actually have a cat that we we refer to her every once in a while as Toothless because she's a little black kitty. She has a head and her eyes shaped just like Toothless, so it's cute. I always had a connection with that. But here we go. There's Toothless. The scales look good. I think as far as if you're gonna do a computer animated thing of dragons, pretty darn good, I think. It looks pretty realistic to me. I mean, as realistic as you can make a cartoon dragon, but uh here we go. And then approach see this is my problem with it is if you're going to do a remake, like a live action remake, add something to it, I guess. Like a lot of people dogged on the live action Beauty and the Beast, but at least they tried to add some stuff to it, add some story. I guess I didn't watch it, but my wife did the Little Mermaid remake. She's like, "Oh, they added some stuff to it." I mean, they had to drag it out. It was like 2 hours long out of a 1-hour movie, but this is like shot for shot the the cartoon. Why is it needed is my thing. Why do we need this? I mean, cool, I guess, but yeah, and I'm glad these look like they do in the in the cartoon movie, obviously, but at this point, like I said, I'm just like, why? Are they going to add anything new, or is it going to be the same old? Like from the cartoon? Because at that point, it's like just go watch the cartoon, man. I'm not one that hates on live action remakes. I actually like some of the live action remakes. I thought the live action Cinderella, that was another one. The live action Cinderella added more to it that the cartoon didn't touch on, like however many bazillion years ago. Uh, but this one, I mean, obviously, I'm gonna have to watch it to know for sure. But okay, and that's it. And then they're gonna go into the logo, How to Train Your Dragon, blah blah blah. Cool. So the big controversy is obviously they race swapped a couple of characters. So they race swapped Astrid And I just thought about this last night. The girl playing Astrid, woman, I don't know how old she is. Nico Parker plays Astrid Hofferson. She's the only one getting dogged on, but there are a couple of race swapped characters in here. I think Nico's at least half black, I think, whatever. And then Fish Legs, they race swapped with Julian Dennison, who I think, I don't want to get this wrong because people will get mad. New Zealand. Yeah, okay. He's a New Zealand actor, and he's uh, not white, I'll say. So people are big mad. There's a streamer, Maddie Mouse or something like that, that went very viral for a rant about it. She was big mad. I'm not saying she's wrong about any of her points. Like, and black people have complained about this too, where obviously the one guy playing Fish Legs. i- so let me pull this up. That was Jonah Hill's character in the original or in the cartoon, whatever. This is what he looked like here. Fish Legs, the big dude with the blonde hair. Look like a fat Viking. There you go. The other kid, not so much. Well, he's an adult, but regardless, they're not wrong about the race swap. And the thing is, other cultures, you've got like two sides of it. You got the ones that are like, "Why does it matter to you?" Huh, after they already take what they want, then they're like, "Why do you care?"
Shut your mouth! No problem, John. Shut the up, you cunt!
But if their characters were race swapped in entertainment, then they'd have a problem with it, and they'd have a big fight about it. But the other problem is like, or the other group of people are the ones that when they race swap, they're like, why are we always getting sloppy seconds from white characters?
He's out of line, but he's right.
Usually it's redhead characters being swapped out. Not this time, but there's another. If you want to talk about race swapping, I did a short video. I guess I don't think they've made it official yet, but they've announced that they're at least highly considering Sophie Turner as the next Laura Croft in that god awful. It's going to be a god awful show on Amazon Prime Video with I think Phoebe Waller Bridge is writing it. Like, good God, who cares? But it's like she's white, Laura's white, but man, that's awful casting. It's not a skin color thing. She's not Laura Croft. If you're gonna have like, why is it so hard to cast Laura Croft? I thought is if you're going with the new Laura Croft, that Vikander, I can't think of her name now. Alicia Vikander. Yeah, I think she was good for the new movie. I didn't like the new movie. I thought it was meh. Angelina Jolie, I thought was perfect casting back when they had her, but Sophie Turner, why nobody's gonna look at her and think, yeah, that's what I'm talking about when I say Laura freaking Croft. I don't get it. Um, but yeah, so it's not just a skin color thing, but it does get a little annoying because it only goes one way. Well, we got to have more diversity among the Vikings who, yeah, and they always try to point to, well, there were black Vikings and whatever. I mean, sure, they were taken as slaves or they traveled a long way and kind of integrated with culture, and it was like one in a million, but they existed. Who cares, man? You know what Astrid looks like. We all know what Astrid looks like. We all know what Fish Legs looks like. Why do you for most of these characters and the dragons, you're like, man, we want to make it look exactly like the cartoon came to life. But these two characters here, not so much. Because we gotta be diverse. Whatever. Is it for award recognition? Is that it? I really don't know.